I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 18 of the World Cup. The bracket is officially set. The group stage is in the books with 16 nations eliminated and 32 teams still in the hunt for football's biggest prize. Now the real drama begins as the round of 32 gets underway today. And here is how the bracket is shaping up. So everybody, happy Sunday. Welcoming into Morning Footy, 48 Nations. I'm your host, Hannah Cash, alongside Marco Messina, Tony Miola and Jimmy Conrad. Boys, group stage is over. 70% of the matches of the World Cup finished now.
Oh, that's kind of sad to hear. 70% done?
70%.
Yeah, I was enjoying 8 hours of the beautiful game every day, and everybody's so bought in. All the energy was, the hype around the games was there, and then, who's coming up next? You're just excited to see what were the storylines, what were the narratives. So now that that's not going to happen every day, obviously the stakes are going to raise because now it's win or go home. But I am going to miss kind of that wall-to-wall action.
I'm already missing it, and it's not over yet for some reason. But now it gets fun. Now it's the knockouts. Now this is where the business end comes into play, and we got to see if the big teams, who could deal with the pressure. I already have my favorites, I think, pretty much mapped out, who I think has impressed and who's been a big disappointment.
Italy's been good for you?
All right. Yo, watch out. Don't overlook Bosnia, Jimmy.
Here we go.
It could be both of us that they take down.
Anytime Marco is sat here, Italy is always mentioned.
I didn't bring it up.
I know, I feel bad for you.
Jimmy's taking early shots.
Don't feel bad. You guys are not going to go anywhere either, Hannah.
But we are.
You'll be out soon.
We're going to talk about that. We saw that yesterday, live, Jimmy and I. But,
wow.
Yeah, look, it's the business end, as Marco said, and this is where every kick matters now, right? Mm-hmm. Every moment matters. Every call matters. Every decision you make on the field matters. And, you know, games turn in an instant, right? And this is when it gets fun.
Yeah. Well, everybody, we are on YouTube today, and our call to action is who is going to win the World Cup? The big question everyone wants to know. So you can vote down below or comment your answer down below. So should we get into the games we saw yesterday? Starting off with the Argentina game, beating Jordan 3-1. Not a lot on the line for Argentina. They went to top the group. They're a perfect team this World Cup. But Leo Messi scoring once again, playing in his 6th World Cup. Most goals scored in World Cup history with 19. 7th consecutive World Cup match with a goal, which is another record broken. And he's leading the Golden Boot race with 6 goals. I mean, if you have a record book for a World Cup, you may as well just throw it out, because this guy keeps on breaking records all the time. Jimmy, how impressed were you with him yesterday?
He came off the bench, didn't play the first 60 minutes, got himself in a position where they got a free kick, and that's where he works his magic. Just outthinking the goalkeeper in some ways. Yeah, you wish the goalkeeper could have done a little bit different, but That's part of the history of what he can do. He can put the ball wherever he wants, and so he's anticipating what you're anticipating, and he picks a spot and makes it look easy. Gerd Muller was the last player to score 10 or more goals in a World Cup back in 1970. Somebody's going to do it in this tournament, and I feel like Messi's probably best aligned when I look at their knockout rounds. They got Cabo Verde next, who Cabo Verde can't actually score on, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes. And then they'll play the winner of Egypt, Australia. Those next two games, I think he could get a couple more. But somebody in this competition is going to score over 10 goals in this World Cup.
You would think maybe Haaland and Dembele, but I feel like they're going to share goals, right? So Messi's the guy. And the fact that he came off the bench last night, right? He was not needed in the match. I think he wanted to give the fans a little something, a little treat, and then the goal was Messi-esque, if you will, right? As Jimmy says, he reads where there's just a little bit of a hole where you're not paying attention, bends a free kick in, and the guy does it in so many ways. It's incredible watching him.
Argentina make it look easy, though. What's incredible to me, and I had the fortune to watch them live, is the hunger that every single player plays with. We said the stat a million times. Nobody's been able to repeat at the World Cup since Brazil did 1958, 1962. And you look at what some powerhouses did after winning a World Cup. Germany went 2 times group stage exits. Sometimes you have to break the group. You have to integrate new players. But there's something about this Argentina team, whether it's fighting for Messi, a group of younger generation that all wanted him to win the World Cup. You would think after they did that, maybe the motivation levels are not there, but they fight for every single ball. Players who don't even play that well for their club competition seem to just light it up when they put on their Argentina jersey. They only get better, and their path. It's all about the path in the World Cup. It's where you could go for. I think that they are going to really have a deep run, go all the way to the final. And one thing on the breaking records thing, I think we got to separate the past and the current, because there's 48 teams. All these records are going to get broken. And then when there's 64 teams, those records are going to get broken again.
But scoring goals.
Yeah, but we can't compare Klose, what Klose did to today, to this generation.
Then we have to separate them all. We have to separate it when it was 24 teams and then when it was 32 teams.
I agree.
Or even go all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep going back, right, if we're going to do that. But I get the idea, right? I mean, these records are going to be broken, right? And yes, we'll eventually go to 64 teams, as much as people don't like it. And we'll be playing the first round for like 6 weeks, but we'll get there. But what he's done, it's just so special to watch.
If you think his run of form continues, and also looking at the bracket, do you like Argentina to go back-to-back, Jimmy?
I do. It was Nicolas Otamendi who came out before the tournament and said, when the game gets tough, we just know what to do. And because they've won it before, they finally kind of broke that. And they won 2 Copa Americas as well. So they're really on an unprecedented run to win 4 major trophies in a row. They just understand what it means. And I think Marco's right. When they put on that shirt, they're just different. It's like they become superheroes in some ways. And they know the responsibility that comes with wearing that shirt and kind of living up to the standards of the past, but also where they want to go and the records they want to break. So when I look at the spine of their team, you have 2 very hard-nosed defenders. You got Otamendi, who can come in there as well. You got Lisandro Martinez and Christian Romero. Then you got Enzo in the middle of midfield, Rodrigo de Paul, who can. They just got all these guys that are willing to do the work, and then just give it to the magic man, Leo Messi, and he goes and does what he does. And then when you add in a Nico Paz, who's coming off the bench, obviously a top young player. Julian Alvarez is still coming off the bench for them. Thiago Almada has emerged as one of their starters that they trust. They just got other guys that can kind of fill in those gaps. If Messi is getting triple teamed, ultimately, that could potentially hurt other squads as well. So because they know who they are and what they're about, I think that knowing that identity too helps them a lot.
Yeah, I think it is fair to say Messi is the guy that brings them all together. I mean, we even have Emi Martinez saying, I would die in goal for him. Is there a fear that if Messi wasn't in that team and taken out of that team, they would be able to have the run they're having, Marco?
That's the only doubt that I had.
Yeah.
Again, just watching them, even against Austria, it's if Messi doesn't come up, and Messi turns up every game. People have been trying to stop Messi for how many decades now, and you're not able to. If he's not there, do they have that Di Maria that they had in the last World Cup, who was so crucial, scoring so many goals in Copa America, but also in the World Cup? That's my only question mark. It's good that Lautaro, it seemed like he also shook off a lot of the pressure by scoring yesterday, but is he that guy that could change a game? But again, when you look at the path, they might have an easier way to get to the final where they won't be tested as much as some of the other teams, and then it'll come down to the crunch time of, in a final, can they repeat? But yeah, that is the one doubt. That's the only doubt I have around Argentina.
Tony, do you like their path?
Yeah, I think their path is as easy as they could have probably planned it. Look, nothing's easy, right, at the end of the day. But I mean, I don't know that you could have drawn up a better path for them. And let's face it, right? It almost should be that way, right? They've kind of cruised through this first round. One of the 3 teams that have picked up 9 points. So no surprise there. But I think you would look at all of these, regardless of who they play. Like, I look at this bracket, and I think if the bracket were switched a little bit, I'd still find it hard not to put them in the final.
Okay. Well, there is a comment we've had on YouTube here saying Argentina is primed to be upset. Would love to see Egypt knock them off.
That's a good dream.
I mean, when I think about, you could throw France into this as well. Okay, maybe you can have a moment against Argentina where you could score that goal. But the amount of talent that they have, at some point they're going to wear you down. So Tony and I went to the England-Panama game yesterday. Panama did show flashes of, ooh, they could be dangerous. But they have to be absolutely perfect in those counterattacks to get even a good look at goal against an England team. And England just has 80% of the possession. And at some point, you know they're going to wear them down. When we get into the knockout rounds, everything gets elevated and amplified. And so those margins are even finer. And I feel like the margins are going to tip to the teams that have more talent and just have that little bit more quality in those big moments. Is it possible? Yes, of course. But I just don't think Egypt in particular, yes, Mo Salah could do 1 or 2 things. Maybe they get a goal. But over 90 minutes, if Messi's playing at the level that he is, Argentina's going to win that game. France is going to win that game. England's going to win the game against the opponents that they should.
Egypt has to get past Australia first, which is still, a 50-50, good individual players. But no, nobody talks about luck as well when it comes to the World Cup. You need a lot of luck. You need things to break your way. You need moments. Any World Cup winner, we've had a lot of World Cup winners that we've interviewed here at the Golazo Network, and they say things sort of work out in your favor. It's hard to find, really to put your finger on why. But there have been moments, like even Austria, like they look like they could trouble Argentina in that match, but then you knew what was going to happen. You knew at the end of the day. But that was also, they haven't also been tested by teams that have quality in the final third. We haven't seen them against the elite teams. How do they defend when they go to the level? But we might not see them get to that point until maybe quarterfinals or semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, you got Cabo Verde, who's not going to test them. And then if they get Egypt or Australia, 2 teams are going to sit back. So you're right, quarterfinal, they might face Colombia or Switzerland. I actually like Switzerland. I think they're a good team. But if they get either one of those in the quarterfinal, it's still going to be Argentina kind of dictating the tempo and the flow. It's really until, for me, the semifinal where they can be put on their heels a little bit consistently over the course of 90 minutes.
And then even then, it's England or Brazil if we're looking ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
It depends on how you pick your bracket.
Well played.
We'll see, Tony.
Well, everyone, our friends at SofaScore have kind of done 100,000 simulations of where Argentina can go in this World Cup. They've got a 17% chance of them winning it. 17% chance or winning it. Do we think that's a bit low, I think?
Well, I'd like to see it compared to everybody else. So I don't know what France's win percentage is or Spain's win percentage is.
So they end up winning it 16,700 times in 100,000 simulations.
Well, France is 15,000.
15,000. So it looks like they're number one. Yeah, they look like the most.
So I did one simulation, and in mine,
You didn't do 100,000, Tony?
they have a 50% chance of winning in my simulation.
I can't believe you didn't do 100. Oh, that's funny. Okay, should we move on to the other game we saw yesterday over in Group L? Panama taking on England. Tony, Jimmy, you were at the game. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I referenced it a little bit earlier. I was actually... I mean, the game went the way that I expected it to. Panama was looking for their 1 or 2 chances, trying to hit on the counterattack, and England just had to figure out a way to unlock a 5-4-1 formation. And a very disciplined Panama team who knows how to move. They're very well coached by Thomas Christensen. They're going to feel really hard done by that they lost the games that they did because they just were just so close to getting a result but didn't get it. A lot to be proud of, and they should be proud of their performances. But ultimately, England just had a little bit too much quality. Jude Bellingham steps up. You know what? I guess I'll say this for Panama. If you're going to lose to a team like England, you want to make them earn it. When they get it on a corner kick where you're just maybe not marking tight enough, it's so heartbreaking. And then eventually they found the second one. Harry Kane, some great movement in the box, a good ball by Jude. And those are the moments of quality that was just enough, and they did the business, got the clean sheet. Thanks for coming. We won the group, and we're out. It felt like a professional performance. I never feel like I'm getting razzled and dazzled by England when I watch them perform, but they're really efficient.
Yeah, efficiency is probably the word I'd use, but they're... 3 guys stood out yesterday for me. Jude was a little bit different than some players. I thought Rashford was dangerous at times, but not nearly as dangerous as you need to be. But when you're sat back in a 5-4-1, it's kind of hard for wingers. Elliot Anderson in the midfield, his passing range is incredible, although he had the game in front of him the whole time, right? He was looking at passes. I feel like that Panama has laid out a little bit of a formula of how you can beat England. They just weren't good enough to do it, right? They didn't have the athletes and the horses up top to do it. But if you're organized, there's not a lot of creativity in that side. Saka didn't look good yesterday. There were moments where he dribbled at players where he made the wrong. We were sitting there going, that's a dribble when you passed, and that's a pass when you dribbled. So they didn't inspire yesterday, that's for sure.
Troy, Nigel and Grella were quite harsh on them yesterday, Marco. Would you agree they didn't live up to expectations? What did you make of that?
I think it's because they went 3 halves without scoring, right? And after that first half, the panic button started to come, and they're saying, why are we not creating all these chances? And you think with all the talent that they have, they should be able to break down low block teams. But also England have shown that they're a team that's going to grow into matches. They've gotten better in the second halves. I need to see them against the top team. I need to see how do they play, because then that changes. When a team is attacking them a little bit more, space opens up, they can make those runs in behind, but also England's defense. Can they handle going up against some of the best talent in the world? But I will say, after watching this group stage, England is in a different bracket out of the teams that I'm talking about to win the competition.
Just to piggyback off of that, maybe this England team is a team that just plays to the level of their competition. And when they do play a top team, then they're going to, their level's going to rise as well. So they've got the qualities, it's just a matter of whether they can execute.
Yeah, I can say this because I'm English. Troy and Nigel, just English fans, never impressed with their performance from England. OK, everybody, so the group stages are over. We're into the round of 32. We're just getting started here on the Golazo Network. Everybody, do stay with us. We've got much more morning footy coming up.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
The 2026 World Cup group stage had it all. Powerhouses showing their quality, underdogs delivering historic results, and above all, there were goals galore. Now, there was a whopping 215 goals in the group stage, a rate of nearly 3 per match, and no one scored more than Leo Messi, with his 6 goals keeping Argentina on pace to defend their title. Now, Messi wasn't the only star to shine bright. Kylian Mbappe helped keep France perfect in the group. Vinny Jr. scored and starred in every Brazil match, and Erling Haaland did his part to send Norway through to the knockout rounds. Now, we've also seen a new generation emerge. Lamine Yamal scored the first of what could be many World Cup goals. Yan Diomande has dazzled for Ivory Coast, and Moroccan teenager Ayoub Boadi is drawing the attention of the world's biggest clubs. And there also has been the Cinderella stories. Cabo Verde has captivated the world, with goalkeeper Vozinha becoming a social media star. And Cabo Verde's success headlines an unforgettable showing for Africa, which sent a record 9 teams through to the knockout rounds. And those knockout rounds kick off today, with the remaining 32 nations aiming to keep the goals coming as they all continue to dream of lifting the World Cup. So we're now into the round of 32, but why don't we look back on the group stage, Tony? Based on the group stages we've just seen, all those games, has the 48-team World Cup been a success in your opinion?
Yeah, I think so. There's some teams we wouldn't have seen. We wouldn't have seen Scotland, teams like that. We're talking about Bosnia-Herzegovina, who gets in the playoffs, beats Italy, and now will play the U.S. Teams like that we don't get to see in general. I loved it. Cabo Verde's another story, right, that came through the playoff qualifying. So there's those types of stories, and I'm okay for making the party bigger. I have no problem. This has been such an exclusive game. And it hasn't really been inclusive of the entire world for a long, long time. And the only way these teams get better is if they compete at a World Cup at some point and compete against teams. And I've also committed in my head that we're eventually going to 64 teams. I just can't see a world where we don't.
I think what's been fun about this is that 10 African nations, to build off of what Tony was saying, qualified for this, and 9 of them made the knockout rounds. And I don't know if that happens without this being expanded, without them having the opportunity, and then additionally having third-place teams. 8 of the 12 groups have third-place teams that go into the next round. Kind of gave everybody a chance. So not only did the inclusivity get bigger with the number of teams, but also the number of opportunities to get into the knockout rounds, which we don't know yet how it's going to play out until we hit the round of 32, which is going to be starting today with Canada and South Africa. But it's really cool that we're starting to see these storylines, and you can see how much it matters to these countries to be a part of the party and to be able to not only show themselves on the field, but also their culture off of it.
I've liked 48 better than I thought, because I thought 32 was a sweet spot. But there's just something about third-place teams going through, like playing 3 group stage matches, and then we just eliminate 1 team. Something seems wrong there. So I don't know. I'm speaking out loud. I'm not sure yet what I don't like and what I do like from this format, but it just seems weird that we play that many matches just to eliminate 1 team.
In most groups, not
most groups, yes.
Not in all the groups.
And maybe that gets solved when as Tony says, 64 teams come in.
If you went to 64, you wouldn't. It'd just be top 2 teams, and that's it. You'd go through, and but there would certainly be more group stage games, right? So I joked earlier we'd be here for 5 weeks playing group. They're going to have to figure that part out.
Yeah. I think a story going into the World Cup was a worry of how these smaller nations would face up against the bigger nations, but we've seen some great stories there, haven't we?
Well, Cabo Verde's probably the one that jumps out at you the most. Bubista, their manager, has been fantastic. I think what people don't know is that Cabo Verde are on a 12-match unbeaten streak. So it's not like they walked in and they don't just lose games 5-0. But you actually get to learn a little bit more about what they're doing and who they are and what they're about. And Vozinha's obviously been magic in goal and making some big saves. And just goes to show you that there's so much talent all over the world. And if everybody can get on, if you get on a team, even if you're small, that you can, if you're organized and you're unified and you have an identity of how you want to play, you can hang with anybody. And I think that just makes this tournament very special. And maybe we don't get to see that as much when the tournament used to be 16, 24, 32 teams. You get a little bit more of a taste of that that's spread out around the world.
Yeah, and we've really seen the fans over here in America embrace the cultures of countries like Cabo Verde and these smaller nations, haven't we, Marco?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's the beauty of the World Cup. At the end of the day, it's learning about different cultures. I've even seen people now on Twitter finding out what Bosnia looks like, and they're like, Bosnia's a beautiful country. I need to go and travel there, right? The Norway fans at the Mets game and getting everyone involved in the row. I mean, that is what we love about the World Cup. So from that perspective, I think it's amazing. But just to continue on what Jimmy said, I think we're learning that the gap is smaller and smaller every single time. That, yeah, maybe some of these nations, they have the name, they have the prestige, but tactically, the discipline, the talent, it's all being raised on a bigger level. And I think some of the big teams learned that the hard way. They might have thought that they could walk over certain squads, but again, that gap is just getting tighter. And then this is what it's all about at the end of the day, Tone.
Yeah, and I think if you, again, if you don't allow some of these teams in, the gap actually gets bigger. The reason it's gotten smaller is because we're fighting for more spots in the World Cup. And these scenes here were all over the country. And, of course, the row was a big thing. The Tartan Army was massive. But how about Colombia last night showing up in Miami, as we thought that they would? But there's hundreds of stories like that. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm all for including more, and I'll go out. I don't think I'm going out on a limb and saying it. I think that's where we're headed.
Do you want 64 though?
The reason I would want 64 is we're going to get more European teams, and I know insert the joke about Italy maybe.
Oh man,
possibly.
I was so ready with that.
I did it before Jimmy, so he didn't have to do it.
Ready.
Yeah, no, I preempted it. We'll get more African teams. 9 of 10, as Jimmy said, we'll get more African teams. We'll get more European teams, because I still think there are European teams that are probably at the level of a lot of the teams in the World Cup that didn't make it. But yeah, I think that's where we'll go, and then we'll have sort of a cleaner, round of 32. We'll have a cleaner path to get to the round of 32.
I think it impacts qualifying a little bit. So some of those big matchups, maybe not as heralded as a World Cup, but us going down to maybe Guatemala to have to dig out a result to qualify for a World Cup, those are hard games, and so you probably won't have as many of those. But ultimately, I guess if you can get more people to the big dance, I could see where this is all going to.
Would you like 64 teams, Marco?
I don't know. I get the point. Tony makes a really good point, but I just feel like at a certain point, then when does it stop? When are they going to go to 100 teams and just include everyone? And it loses a little bit of the prestige for it. But again, this is coming from somebody that once it was expanded from 32, I said, no, let's not go to 48. And I'm sitting here liking that we have all these storylines in 48. But for me, 64 seems too much. But it'll definitely happen, as Tony said.
Yeah, matter of time. We have a comment here, everyone. Whole tournament has been a success so far. Went to Panama versus Croatia. What an experience. So it does seem like a lot of the fans are enjoying this expanded tournament. Looking at the group stage, though, boys, what would you change?
I'm still kind of on the fence on the head-to-head versus goal difference in terms of that. I think it maybe took away some steam from the third game in some of them. Panama didn't have any chance yesterday against England, and if it had been goal difference, they would have still maybe been a part of the conversation. So that's something I think they need to look at, because they obviously want to have as much juice on every single game in the group stage as possible. So that would be the only one that I think that sticks out for me.
Yeah, and you have to kind of go back. I was thinking about that one. Go back and look at which groups were affected. I think it's 2 or 3 groups there.
Turkey, right?
Turkey was another one in the U.S. Yeah, the third game didn't mean anything at all, and I know that could happen, right? So I'm going to pick the low-hanging fruit, right? The hydration break, because and I have no problem with hydration break as it was when it's 90 degrees out and you're playing. But I know what FIFA wanted to do. My fear is that this becomes a commercial break, right? And this becomes then we're playing 4 quarters. Right? And that's my fear in this whole thing. And then my fear is that we're going to start seeing this in league games, because when you hear the amount of money that people are making during these hydration breaks, I'm like, my brain just immediately goes, well, what's the Premier League to say, hold on, we could make X. Or Serie A say, you know what, hold on, we can make X doing this. And now they're like, well, they do it in the World Cup, we're going to do it here. And I really don't want to see it every weekend. Again, I'm okay if it's whatever it was, 88 or 90 degrees. We do a hydration break, but that for me, I'd get rid of.
We opened Pandora's box, though, with it. I think it's going to go from there. I was in Dallas. It has a roof. There's air conditioning in the stadium, and they're taking a hydration break, and it's a long hydration break.
It was raining in one of the games. They took a hydration break.
Yeah, we were there yesterday. It was raining, right?
Yeah.
It was Senegal. Where were we the other night?
No, it was
last night was raining.
Yeah,
Senegal, Norway was raining, right? It was pouring. That was the night France and Philadelphia, they had the delay, right, for like 2 hours. And we're like, they don't want to be standing around doing a hydration. They want to be running around, and the guys on the bench, they wanted to be under covers, not standing there. But yeah, I just fear it's coming into the game somehow.
Yeah. Marco, what would you change?
Again, I don't have the solution yet, but that third place team just going through and playing all of these matches just to have another round, I think something's wrong there. I do like the head-to-head, though, Jimmy. I think that it just makes more sense. I would want to be beaten by the team that beat me. I think that Serie A switched this rule in our league where fourth place was decided on whoever won the head-to-head. I know the Premier League still does goal difference, and I could see the argument for it. But for me, it's not just about the goals scored. Sure. It's about who deserves to go through, who was the better team in the tough moment.
You said that before in an earlier show, like a week or two ago, and that made a lot of sense in a league perspective. This is a tournament, and so I wonder, I just think they should look at it and see, based on all the permutations and how the tournament played out, would it have gotten, Turkey having a chance, Panama having a chance, would that have changed the complexion of those games? I know Turkey ended up winning, but now they didn't have any chance to go on.
Why is it different in a league, though?
Well, the league, yeah, I mean, because you're playing over a 10-month thing, and if I lose, I don't think there should be goal difference there. Like if Milan beats Inter twice and that's the difference, then yeah, it should be head-to-head for sure. Goal difference shouldn't come into it. But in a tournament format, I started to kind of shift a little bit just because I'm trying to find a way to get more juice on that third place or that last game of the group stage.
And it's a balanced schedule in a league, I guess, right, where everybody's playing everyone. In this, like you could look at a Senegal, right, having to go into match day 3. They had to play France and they had to play Norway along the way. Some teams didn't have that same difficulty of schedule, right? So there's arguments for sure. I'm up in the air with the head. I liked it coming in, and then I went to the game yesterday. I'm like, well, Panama's 0-2. They lost 2 games 1-0. And they have no chance of going through again. And I started to rethink it as I was at the game.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, we probably talked about it. That's why.
Oh, maybe we did.
Yeah. Must be nice you guys going to all these games.
Yeah, I know, you go
really
to all the
flexing
games.
on us. Yeah. Maybe we'll get the invite one day.
Maybe, if we're lucky. One comment here raises a fair point, I think. I also like the expanded tournament more than I thought. I was worried it'd be too watered down. I was wrong for the group stage, but my fear is this first knockout round may have several poor games.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're also getting Netherlands, Morocco, Japan, Brazil.
But that is like any
Portugal, Croatia.
That's true.
Yeah. Those are some top round of 32
Or first place gets to move on to the round of 16. I don't know. Something to think about.
Dude.
I like that.
What, they get a bye?
There's a thought like a bye. Like a bye, an extra game.
If you're first.
You have to
like
do
in the Champions League with the new format. Like if you get top 8, right, you move on to the
FIFA. If they need any ideas, we're here.
Just come at us every month.
Just figure that out for 64 teams.
I'll leave that to you.
Everybody, we're going to be taking a quick break here on Morning Footy. We've got much more coming up on the other side of this break.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Morning Footy 48 Nations. We had our entire talent here at CBS Sports Golazo Network pick their group stage predictions every single match, and this is how it shook out. Congratulations to our John Buckets Eimer at the top, 76 points. That is an 8-point lead over the rest of the talent. No wonder he is our betting expert, but JC, you're right up there at the top.
Hey, you know what?
Place. Let's go.
At least I'll take it, because when we looked at this a week ago, I was at the very bottom. So I made some big strides. Yeah, Lisa, where are you?
Tony, I was too good. I was just off the charts. Where are you, Tony?
I'm right there at the bottom.
At the bottom. At the bottom. Hey, not bad. This was hard. This was just the top half of all the talent predictions, but it was every single scoreline for every group stage game. This was a hard one to predict, so I'm very impressed with our top winners there. Congrats, Jimmy.
Yeah, I got a bronze medal. I'll take it. That gets me into the knockout rounds, getting third. Let's get after it.
You're in
something like that.
finish.
That's true.
Something like that at the top. So when we started this show, Hannah gave a call to action at the top of the show for everyone watching on YouTube. Who is going to win the World Cup? Well, your votes are in, guys. Take a listen to this. They have France winning by 33% of the vote. Argentina at 30% of the vote. What do you make of those numbers?
Yeah, not a surprise. For me, two of the best teams. Argentina's got a great path to get to the quarters for sure. Semis, they should still be in charge. A little lighter, I would say, more favorable than some of the other paths. France has actually got a tough path, but they have the talent and the depth. They can hurt you in so many different ways.
The next one is 29% other, and then Spain is the last one that got voted into that one. But really, it's France and Argentina at the top. Well, we love to know what you guys think always with everything. And the Morning Footy crew, we are doing our own bracket predictions, starting with the round of 32 as those matches kick off today. So let us know on YouTube, in the comments, in the chat, what you like, what you didn't like, and all your thoughts on it. You guys ready? Pressure's on.
I'm feeling it. I'm starting to sweat over here.
Pressure's on. All right, Jimmy, you're up first.
I get to go first?
You
okay.
are up first.
All right, so we're going to go top left. And listen, I like Germany. Paraguay, I think, has actually grown into the tournament much better than that first game against the U.S., but I like Germany in the round of 16. Sweden are terrible. They've given up goals in like 14 straight games, and they're going to give up a bunch to France. France are getting through. So France-Germany is going to be a really spicy round of 16. I'm going to go with the host. I think Canada is going to have enough to outlast South Africa, even though game's in L.A. and not in Canada. So I got Canada there. Netherlands-Morocco. This is such a coin flip. I don't really know who I'm going to go with, but, well, I'm going to have to say. I'm going to say Netherlands are going to get through. Portugal-Croatia. You got 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo versus 40-year-old Luka Modric. I'm going to say Portugal are going to get through. I like that one. Austria, what a game against Algeria last night. I think they're going to be spent emotionally. Spain's a better team anyway, so we got Iberian Peninsula derby here. Spain versus Portugal. I got the U.S. beating Bosnia because, come on, U.S. And then Belgium, Senegal. I have Senegal. They haven't played their best game yet. I think they're super talented, and they're going to beat Belgium. In this one, I got France beating Germany. Germany, thank you for playing. Good for you to get out of the group stages for the first time in forever. I got the Dutch beating Canada to get there. That's going to be spicy. What'd I go with on this one? I got Spain beating Portugal. I think Portugal, if they keep relying on Cristiano Ronaldo, I know you're going to come at me for that, it's going to end up catching up to them. Spain's got too much quality. And then I got the U.S. beating Senegal. Because why wouldn't I? Of course I'm going to do that. And then I got France beating the Dutch. Sorry. Virgil van Dijk and all your friends. France are going to get into it. I got Spain beating the U.S. That's where our run's going to end. So you got France versus Spain in the semifinal. Going to the other one. I got Brazil beating Japan. This is a little bit difficult. I think that's going to be a great game, but I think Brazil's going to have enough there. I like Ivory Coast, the youngest team in the tournament, getting past Norway. Have a safe trip home. Erling Haaland. I'm going to go with another host, Mexico to outlast Ecuador, though I think that's going to be a really good game. It could go the other way. This is a good one, too. England, DR Congo. I got England getting through. Argentina is going to finally put a couple goals past Vecina, so they're going to get past Cabo Verde. I have Egypt beating Australia on that. I think Mo Salah will continue to show up and have a good game. I like Switzerland a lot. They're going to get through. Colombia is going to get past Ghana. Both really good games here. And then we're going to go back up here. So I got Brazil getting past Ivory Coast. I got England getting past Mexico because Mexico can never get past the round of 16. I got Argentina beating Egypt. I got Colombia beating Switzerland. And then back here, I've got England making the semi, Argentina making the semi, and look at that Final Four, everybody. That is spicy. That was pretty good.
Who's in your final?
Do I get to go to the final, or should I stop there? I'll keep going. All right, cool. So I've got Argentina in the final versus France, England and Spain in the third place game. And then I've got France winning 3-2. It's the first time since, or it's only happened once, where you had two teams get to the final in back-to-back World Cups. That was at 86 and 90, West Germany and Argentina. France is going to get back in there. They're going to win 3-2. And what a hell of a tournament it's going to be.
Wow, this is scary looking at this.
How's it compare to yours, Tony?
Yeah, look, I have just about everything other than this quadrant here. I don't know if you want to go through the whole thing. I'll go through the whole thing. Germany defeats Paraguay. I do think Paraguay is going to give them a little bit of a fit. France over Sweden. I'm with Jimmy. I haven't been impressed with Sweden, been overly impressed with France. Canada, one of the host cities, although not playing in Canada, will beat South Africa. The Netherlands go through here against Morocco. I wish they made this writing a little smaller on this so I could see. Portugal will go through here over Croatia. Cristiano Ronaldo, look, I'm a Luka Modric fan, but I think the train ends here in his international career. Spain over Austria, although what a fight last night from Austria in that game. US over Bosnia, this won't be easy. No bulletin board material for me, but I do think the US come through in this one. And I've been really impressed with Senegal. Watching them live 2 games, seeing them against France, seeing them against Norway, they've been really good. They play the United States here. Back up to Germany against France. France goes through. Again, I have everything Jimmy had in this one. The Netherlands will go through here. Spain and the U.S. go through on this side of the bracket. Ultimately, it will be France against Spain. On that side of the bracket. Same thing I think, Jimmy, you had, right?
That's right.
Okay, so this is where it differs for me. And this is where I'll tell you, I picked Norway at the beginning of the competition to be the dark horse. And I'm going to ride with it, or I'm going to row with it.
Row with it.
I'm going to row with it a little bit. So Brazil over Japan. I think this one's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to that one. Norway beats the Ivory Coast here. Jimmy, we were wrong here. We were off here, I should say. I'm going to go Ecuador over Mexico in this one. I think Ecuador is really good. Remember, gave up 5 goals. Switzerland over Algeria, Colombia over Ghana, just like Jimmy did. Back up at the top. This is where it changes for me. Norway. Defeats Brazil here.
He's rolling all the way to the quarters.
As my dark horse
spiked his coffee
4 weeks ago. I got to keep rolling with him right now, right? So they roll on here in the competition. England against Norway here. Excuse me. Argentina over Egypt. Colombia here. I think Colombia, this is going to be so spicy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
This one's going to be really, really good. Here, in my going to the semifinal, Norway goes to the semifinal. Frankie, our cameraman, loves it. Katie loves it as well. And then I got Argentina going here. So this is my Final Four. Norway, Argentina, France, Spain. So again, Jimmy, I think we had all of this correct, but this is where I mixed it up. Finals, Argentina against France.
The end of the trip for Norway.
Yeah, they row on into the 3rd place game, and France is my winner.
All right, so we got there in the end.
Yeah, ultimately it's France in the end.
Yeah, I figured, you know what? I picked Norway 8 weeks ago, like to be my dark horse. I've seen them play. I like them. They're organized, and I'm like, I'll roll with them.
Hey, so there's one game that I think is interesting. Is that this round of 16 game is in Mexico City. And so if Mexico or Ecuador get through, it's just going to be a tough environment, I think, for England to potentially have a good result. So I could see England potentially losing in the round of 16 just to trigger everybody in the chat right now. But that's possible just because of the environment. Playing at Azteca is not easy. And Ecuador and Mexico are very comfortable in that environment.
That is at Jimmy Conrad.
You know where to find me.
And if you're interested about the Norway comments, it's at Tony Miola. Hit him up for that one and say, all right, guys, let me take you through mine. Very similar as you intelligent gentlemen. I'm going with Germany over Paraguay, France over Sweden. Canada will advance to the round of 16, as will the Netherlands. And then when we move to this bottom portion, Portugal will advance over Croatia, Spain, because I really just want to see this matchup. I think that would be too fun. United States, I'm rolling with them. They'll get out over Bosnia, and then Senegal as well. I was at the Senegal-Norway match along with you guys. So impressed with this team in person and what they can do. So love that Senegal matchup with the United States. France will advance over Germany. I have the Netherlands over Canada, Spain over Portugal, and the United States taking down Senegal, despite that being a tricky one. This is pretty similar.
Good.
Let's move over to this side of the bracket. I have Brazil advancing over Japan, but not easily by any means. I have Norway advancing over Ivory Coast. This one for me, Mexico, Ecuador, was really tricky. I actually grappled with this, the way that Mexico performed in their group stage, but ultimately I'm going to go Ecuador. I don't think Mexico is going to continue to perform as well as they have. And then England defeating DR Congo on a late game. So then we get Ecuador, England, which I do want to see. Argentina will take down Cabo Verde, and Egypt will advance over Australia. Then I have Algeria. I think it's going to be a tough game against Switzerland, and they're going to sneak through in this one, and they will take on Colombia. We move back to the top. Brazil will advance, as will England over Ecuador. Argentina will take down Egypt, and then Colombia will advance. So this is my finals that we get.
It's a great last 8.
This is a great last 8. I'm excited for this one. France will advance, as will Spain, Brazil, and Argentina. And I have France, Argentina in the final, with France finally, after their 3rd straight final, picking up a World Cup win as my win.
So we got there in the end.
We got there in the end.
France is so deep and so talented. I just don't know. They'd have to really stumble, I think, for them.
And the path that France takes is not the most challenging, same as Argentina. I think that's one of the most interesting things with how the bracket has shaken out into the round of 32, and we finally get a taste of it today.
That Netherlands, that one's going to be wild. I think France is, at the moment, a notch above Spain, but I think that Netherlands match, that's where the fireworks will be.
That's probably the Morocco-Netherlands for me is the one that I was struggling with the most, because I could see Morocco beating the Dutch. And then all of a sudden, I'd have Morocco then in the quarterfinal against France. France still gets through, but that's the one where I really struggled.
Because Morocco would take down Canada. Yeah,
Morocco's very good, and I don't want to sleep on them or show any disrespect. They're just running into a Dutch team that scored 10 goals in 3 games, seem to have found a nice identity in this tournament under Ronald Koeman, and so I don't know. There's going to be
3rd France,
it's going to be so
Argentina
fun.
final.
Incredible.
I know. It's pretty crazy to see.
It would be nuts.
Let us know if you're watching on YouTube. Leave us comments in the chat, wherever you want, what you think of our predictions, and you'll get the rest of them from Marco, from Hannah, from the rest of the crew, all over Morning Footy and what their brackets shake out to be. Stick with us, everyone. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more from Morning Footy, 48 Nations.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Morning Footy, everybody. So, after DR Congo's 3-1 win over Uzbekistan, this is DR Congo superfan Michelle Kuka and Bola Dinga partying at a nightclub after DR Congo qualifies for the round of 32. A super fan of DR Congo looking good in the nightclub, boys, isn't he?
Yeah, and now I know where Marco gets his moves.
Believe it or not, I'm not that good.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
This is awesome.
He's just happy to move right after 90 minutes and just stand still.
Yeah.
You gotta let it go.
He is the famous fan that acts as a statue during the game. Yeah, he's ready to move. I couldn't imagine having to do that for 90 minutes. Just stood still at a football game.
Impossible.
Imagine if they score.
He practices every day. He practices like 40 minutes a day, or I read. Like
Really?
He literally sits there and practices. Yeah,
Really?
you have to.
You have to, yeah.
There's no way you can do.
That's a
just
discipline.
Go do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even sit still over here.
I know.
I gotta get up every 2 minutes.
Wow, very
Lisa,
impressive.
how are your moves, Lisa?
I mean, I'm constantly moving. I can't stand still like that. But my dance moves, nothing compares to him. Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
High
very
level.
impressive. What was his name? Do you remember it?
Michelle Kuka and Bola Dinga.
Yeah.
Michelle Kuka and Bola Dinga. There we go.
and Bola Dingo.
Yeah, there we go. Well done, Lisa.
Thanks, Hannah.
You got
I learned from you.
headline stats.
Yeah. I've got a lot to take you guys through because there's been a lot happening, of course, around the World Cup. But before we dive into all the World Cup news, we are going to start with some transfer news. And one team always working on transfers is Chelsea, which has honed in on the potential first signing of the Xabi Alonso era. According to multiple reports, Chelsea is in talks with Sunderland over a potential transfer for Granit Xhaka. The Swiss national team captain would be reunited with Alonso, who he played for on the Bundesliga-winning Bayern Leverkusen side. Xhaka would also join a Chelsea midfield that could lose Enzo Fernandez to a transfer this summer. Now it's time to talk World Cup, and with the group stage over, we will start to see some coaching moves by countries already knocked out of the tournament. Scotland head coach Steve Clarke has resigned after the Scots failed to qualify for the round of 32. Scotland finished third in Group C behind Brazil and Morocco, and they finished 11th among the 12 third-place finishers. Clarke stepped down despite having just signed a new contract through 2030 before the World Cup. We move over to some injury news. Egypt is facing the possibility of being without Mo Salah for their round of 32 match against Australia, with Salah nursing a hamstring injury. Salah left Egypt's draw with Iran in the 57th minute with the injury and is racing to recover for Friday's match against Australia in Dallas. Salah delivered a goal and 2 assists to help Egypt finish second in Group G, but is now a doubt to face the Aussies. In some other World Cup injury news, Canada head coach Jesse Marsch confirmed that Alphonso Davies is cleared to play in Canada's round of 32 match against South Africa later today. Spain faces injuries concerns over their win over Uruguay, with wingers Jeremy Pino a doubt for the rest of the World Cup with a collarbone injury, and Nico Williams in doubt after suffering a groin injury in the second half. The young Spanish winger was injured after a rough challenge from Uruguay's Nicolas de la Cruz. And while Williams has not been ruled out for the rest of the tournament, he is set to miss Spain's round of 32 match against Austria on Thursday. Williams took to social media to reveal the impact of his latest injury after coming off an injury-hit club season. Williams called the aftermath, quote, one of the worst days of my life, with his statement also calling the challenge, quote, a play that, in my opinion, could have been avoided because it was completely unnecessary. It is worth noting that Uruguay's Nicolas de la Cruz is the same player whose challenge on Neymar led to Neymar's torn ACL in 2023. So, Tony, if Nico Williams winds up missing the rest of the tournament due to injuries, does this change your Spain picks at all in your bracket that you just gave us?
So I had him going against the U.S., right? Yeah, I still think they get by the U.S. in that one. But it certainly changes the dynamic, right, for their team. I don't think it changes my picks to your question. Excuse me. I think Alex Baena plays that left wing as a little bit different, but he's more of an attacking midfielder. He does that with athletic. He comes inside, so it changes the dynamic. They don't have like two true wingers in that team. I don't. Yeah, it's a different dynamic when he's on the field for sure. Yamal, clearly dominates the right-hand side. So, excuse me. It'll be really one-sided, I think, for this group.
You lose Yeremy Pino as well, who's another player that can be dynamic in that kind of channel of the field. So Pino and Nico Williams going down in the same game is pretty crazy, and I do think it, in some ways, it makes Spain a little bit more predictable because they'll be really Lamine Yamal heavy. But when you add, and you still have quality all over the field, so I still think they'll make a deep run and get to where they should get.
I think it makes a difference in the details when we're talking about winning. Right, I think that Spain doesn't have the level of depth that a France would potentially have, right, if they did meet them in the final, or even for their next game following Austria, they'll be okay. But against Croatia or Portugal, one of those matches, they don't have that level of depth. I think that some of the big teams have. And this Spain team looks different than the one in Euro 2024 so far. They're not as fast, they're not as direct, they're not as pacey, they're passing around a lot. And I think Nico Williams helped with that. So they're going to lose a lot.
Yeah, and he's not a big goal scorer, right? But he's a guy that just puts you on your heels all the time, dribbling at you. He only had 6 goals this year, although he had some injuries throughout the season. So, it changes the dynamic of what Spain is, but they've got a couple other pieces in that group for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So that's Spain topping Group H into the round of 32 now, taking on Austria in their next game. We are going to be taking a quick break here on Morning Footy. We've got much more coming up on the other side, though.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, Can you handle it? A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt. What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
American soccer is taking centre stage this summer with the 2026 World Cup being played in the USA. And CBS Sports has a trio of documentaries that help tell the story of the sport in this country like no one else has. Take a look.
Soccer isn't a new game in the United States. The immigrants brought it here in 1912.
The opportunity to play for my country, I just could not pass that up.
We're all very proud of you.
Not everyone is aware of what happened in important historical moments for American soccer.
I was a kid that shouldn't have made it. Kid from Nacogdoches, Texas.
Clint Dempsey Doodle.
Kind of one of those things I wasn't going to be denied.
People criticize me often.
You can't take it seriously. It's the USA.
But I get to have that attention because I'm good.
We were carrying the weight of American soccer on our shoulders.
I'm gonna put it shot.
Probably unfair to 20 guys.
When he looks at you, he looks like he wants to kill you. And I have respect for that.
It's about how much are you willing to give to win.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
The USA has realized its dream.
Dempsey through the wall. What can this kid do?
Paramount Plus is your one-stop for the best documentaries in American soccer. You Don't Know Where I'm From, Dad. The story of Clint Dempsey is one of several docuseries, along with Pulisic, a 9-part docuseries which gives you a behind-the-scenes look into the life and story of US star Christian Pulisic, and then Billion Dollar Goal, a 3-part docuseries focused on the biggest game-changing moment in American soccer history. And you can watch all 3 documentaries exclusively on Paramount Plus. Coming up next, everybody, we've got more Morning Footy, 48 Nations. Do stay with us, everyone.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
A day many in the country have been waiting for. The United States is hosting a World Cup match on American soil.
Feels like I'm gonna play on butterflies. The belief is back.
Their first ever performance at a World Cup, which features 4 goals scored.
They went out and put out a performance that they should be very proud of. I'm very proud of them, and I'm really excited about Australia. Like, bring those Socceroos on.
You're a catalyst for a lot of the trash talk that's been happening. I see an elephant in the room. I see a team that's inferior to us in every single way.
Yeah!
This is the United States of America over here. This is a special place. In the end, the football spoke 2-0. Thank you very much. He's got to keep it rolling. We have something very special for our birthday boy over there. So happy birthday, Chuck. Come on, boys. Hey, that's another early start. Yeah! Okay. Come on. Okay, bro. Let's go. The group stage is done. Reminder, that game against Bosnia is on July 1st in San Francisco, and it should be a good one.
Well, the United States top Group D. They advanced to the round of 32 to take on third-place finisher Bosnia Wednesday, July 1st. And the Call It What You Want crew has you covered for pre- and post-show live reactions and analysis from the U.S. men's national team legends Charlie Davies, Jimmy Conrad, Tony Meola, and Marcelo Balboa. It's a pretty good crew. You guys look like you have some fun when you do those as well. Plus, we've got Mackenzie Brooks, our reporter. She'll be boots on the ground at Recess Chicago, a bar in the Windy City. This is going to be pretty good. You guys always bring out the fun stuff for these.
Yeah, we get into it. You know, a game day for the U.S., a tournament we're hosting at home. Yeah, you got to get into it a little bit.
The nerves will be a little bit different.
Yeah. It's win or go home time.
So because the nerves are a little bit different, how's the wardrobe, Jimmy? Do you have your outfit plan, or are you going just as crazy as before?
I guess I could throw it out to the audience a little bit in terms of...
Kind of hard to look for 90 minutes at him when he's wearing those glasses, I got to be honest. But we so
we lost,
there
so I
is
feel
a
like I might have to change it up.
Maybe, yeah.
He wants less is more, so I don't know if that means like a, leopard print bikini or...
Wow.
Not so much less.
Maybe Stars and Stripes bikini is the way you're going. I mean, this is it. The fanny pack is what sets it over the top. What do you keep in there? Snacks?
No, I've got different pairs of sunglasses, and I've got a whistle, and then all my other accessories fit in that as well. But I've got all of them on at that point.
Okay, so you might have to change, though, because it's a knockout round. There's a loss to Turkey.
I know.
We'll see. Let us know on YouTube what you think Jimmy should wear. Should we go all out, or maybe tone it back a little bit for this round of 32? Either way, I know where I'll be on Wednesday, watching you guys.
Oh,
preview, post-game, all of it on Call It What You Want.
Yeah,
you can watch it on YouTube and, of course, on the Golazo Network. Well, with this U.S. men's national team run so far through the group stage and getting into the round of 32, there has been a lot of buzz around these players and where they could go, transfers that they're potentially looking at, some moves. So, of course, we have to welcome in our CBS Sports correspondent for men's soccer, Tom Bogert, who's got the latest. Hey, Tom, how are you?
What's going on, guys? Jimmy, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Full bald eagle costume.
I could do that. That's not a bad shout.
Tom, let's get to the transfers, please.
All right, Tony's right. Let's get to it. We'll see. We'll come back to the bald eagle
Tom doesn't
costume.
have to sit next to him for 4 hours that day.
Tony, it's part of the fun. It's part of the lore of it. It's a good one. All right, but Tom, let's talk some of these transfers, and we have to start with the biggest one, Christian Pulisic. He has a lot of rumblings from some teams in MLS, including NYCFC. Could we potentially see Pulisic playing here in the United States? What do you know about this?
The short answer is, if you're asking for this summer, no. NYCFC are very interested in Christian Pulisic, or at least exploring the possibility. It'd be a complicated deal. It'd be an expensive one. AC Milan made it clear in no uncertain terms he's not for sale this summer. He has 12 months left on his contract, but AC Milan has the option to extend another 12 months. I don't know if they've actually literally picked that up yet, but I got to tell you, I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to extend that and make it so he has 2 years left on his contract and not one. So even if they're planning on moving him at any point, they have leverage, and he's not going to leave for either free in 12 months or for a cheaper fee this summer. But again, I want to be clear, AC Milan in a transitional period right now. They have a new head coach. They're having entirely new directors for this team. They say Christian Pulisic is not for sale.
All right, that's good to hear. Get some stability. Ruben Amorim, curious to see how he does now after leaving Manchester United, unceremoniously, I would say. Now a chance for redemption for him, and I'm curious to see how Christian fits into that. Let's talk about Fuller and Balogun. Obviously scored a bunch of goals, big ones against PSG in particular for Monaco this past season, both in the Champions League and in the league. Off to a great start in the World Cup. What do we know about Flo for this upcoming summer?
Sources say to expect a move for Flo Balogun this summer. There's a ton of interest in and around the Premier League as well as other places. But if I had to guess, this probably ends in England. One, because he's a former English youth international, former high-level Arsenal youth player before he ended up going to France where he had his breakout. Plus the money. All these English clubs can offer more money than just about anybody else in the world that might be trying to sign Flo Balogun. So sources say that they could expect a deal around £50 million, but I was talking to somebody at Monaco and said, we've not put a price tag on it. Like, this is, hey, wherever the negotiations go. So they don't want to limit themselves on this, and particularly when he's playing well at the World Cup. That doesn't hurt with the price. But what I do know is there's been a lot of initial contacts from various Premier League clubs. No official bids yet, but those talks are ongoing.
It's been stock up for Balogun in this World Cup. He starts the group stage with a brace. Tony, do you like this move for him to go to the Premier League?
Yeah, I do. I think that's the next step for him. You mentioned the World Cup, but it's been stock up all of 2026, going through Champions League and some of the runs that he had, right? So good for him. Tom, let's stay with the forwards here and go to Ricardo Pepi, because there was this on again, off again move to Fulham and what the fee was. And Ernie Stewart, we had on Call It What You Want at his club at PSV talking about it. They couldn't agree on a price. Where is it all standing right now?
So right now, there's nothing new. There has been no new bids for Ricardo Pepi this summer, sources have told me, but they're expecting that to change after the World Cup. That's when this kind of thing is going to heat up. You talk about Fulham. They had basically an agreement in January, but the agreement was contingent on PSV being able to get a replacement. I think there was 48 hours left in the transfer window at that point, so no replacement came. Fulham said, okay, in March, let's try to agree a deal for the summer. Like, let's take away any of the doubt, any of the guessing, and then let's get a price agreed right now. They were pretty much there, and then from what I heard was haggling over, okay, what happens if he gets injured on April 1st, right? Like, and if it's a serious injury, does that change the price? Whose responsibility is it? All that stuff. And ultimately, they walked away from that deal despite it being very close multiple times. From what I'm told, Fulham hasn't kind of engaged again with PSV. Who knows? Maybe Fulham are one of the teams that are in for Flo Balogun. It would make sense. I'm not saying that with any knowledge. I'm just saying there are a number of Premier League teams in for Balogun, and Fulham trying to sign Ricardo Pepi. They clearly want to center forward. Jimenez leaves and goes to Wolves this summer. So I'm just connecting the dots here. But in Ricardo Pepi's case, Fulham is not the only team that likes him. They were obviously the team that was pushing the hardest in the winter. So I'm very curious to see where this goes over the next few weeks after the World Cup ends.
Yeah, likewise, because that would mean if all these players move to the Premier League, you'd have our top three strikers all competing at the highest level in England, with Haji Wright getting promoted with Coventry, Ricardo Pepi potentially going to Fulham, and Flo heading to a Premier League team as well. I'm curious as to which Premier League team Flo will go to. But let's talk about Sebastian Berhalter. Scored a great goal in the Turkey game. Really unlocked, I thought, with some of his passing, too. Clearly ready to take that next step. Where do we think Sebastian Berhalter will go after this World Cup?
It's not a bad time to be Sebastian Berhalter. His contract with the Vancouver Whitecaps expires this winter. So that means as of July 1st, he can officially negotiate with clubs abroad about signing a pre-contract for January. I'm told there have been a couple clubs in the Championship in England that like him and are planning on engaging, or at least will be looking into what that means. But in MLS, he's going to have a ton of value. The Vancouver Whitecaps want to keep him. They had a contract offer on the table, and Berhalter kind of made it clear, when it wasn't sorted in preseason, like, okay, I'm just going to take it down and be a free agent. And the Vancouver Whitecaps respect that and understand that. They're still going to keep to try to re-sign him. I will say, you look around MLS, he's going to have a lot of value there too. And whether you get the free agency or he will get the free agency. I know the Whitecaps aren't going to move him this summer to another team within MLS. If you get the free agency, teams are capped at what they can offer a player on that first free agent deal. But we've seen some teams have some interesting agreements, right? Miles Robinson joined FC Cincinnati in his prime, the best free agent on the market. He signed a 1-year deal, or 1 year plus one. And then a couple years later, he's a DP. Justin Hack signs for the LA Galaxy. Young, he's 24 years old, coming off a career year. He signed a short-term deal. That's interesting, right? So that could happen for Sebastian Berhalter. The payday, if he stays in MLS, won't be this winter, but it will be in the future. And I will tell you, there is a lot of interest from MLS teams in Sebastian Berhalter. But again, he's weighing up his options. It could be England. It could be whoever else. We have a long time before his contract does expire. So it's a good time to be Sebastian Berhalter.
Hey, that's great news, by the way. He's been really good. We do want to ask about Poach, but before that, can you give us maybe anything on Matt Freese? Because I look at him right now. If he's going to move to Europe, it seems like now is the perfect time for him.
Yeah, so there are clubs interested in England, and I say England again because of the price point. He signed a new contract with NYCFC last year. He's paid well, as he deserves to be. But that means NYCFC, to let him go, they're not going to let him go for free. They're not going to let him go for cheap. So a team needs to be able to pay a fee and then also pay Matt Freese, because you go to a World Cup and then you go to Europe, you're not looking to take a pay decrease, right? So it makes more sense that an English team, if a deal was going to happen, and it's just interest, it's just clubs are aware, rather than a place like Germany where they might be priced out for both the asking price and the contract. One interesting one, before we get to Pochettino, when he came into the USMNT, he's been very clear from the most consistent thing he's been about with his players is Matt Freese is my starting goalie. Well, if Pochettino leaves this summer, maybe wherever he goes is going to put in a bid for Matt Freese. Again, I don't know that for sure, but it's just something to be aware of. And we'll see, because Freese is happy in New York, but again, everybody has to evaluate the possibilities. And same thing with NYCFC. At the very worst, he would be NYCFC's starting goalkeeper when they open a brand new stadium in a year. But there is a possibility that he could leave before.
Yeah, no bigger shop window than the World Cup, so I'm curious to see how our players end up after the end of this. Let's talk about Mauricio Pochettino. Tony talked about it a little bit. Do you find it interesting that U.S. Soccer decided to offer him up a contract before the World Cup was over? Because we've talked about it on our podcast many times that you should be judged on what you do in the World Cup. And I started to think about this a little bit more. Like, we could lose to Bosnia, and then all of a sudden this World Cup would feel like a failure. And then you're like, why are we hiring this guy for 4 more years? You know, why did we offer him a new deal when he couldn't get us past where we think we should go?
That sounded like you almost accidentally cursed there, Jimmy. Well done to keep it back. In Pochettino's case, one quick clarification is this deal was offered before the World Cup, which in some cases was a little surprising because, as you say, Jimmy, if all of this entire era is what does Pochettino do with this team at the World Cup? Who cares about friendlies? Who cares about everything else? So on one hand, it is a little bit odd to potentially tie yourself to a coach before knowing what he does at the World Cup. But on the other hand, it'd be a little odd to go into the World Cup with no kind of even hope for the future or idea for the future. So even for the players and team building and not undermine Pochettino's authority, but he's the kind of guy that I don't think you would have to worry about that. But all that is to say is this offer was made before the World Cup, and I kind of want to be clear about that. Sources have told me, and they've agreed to let's revisit it after the World Cup. Pochettino, we all expect that he's going to be coaching a European team at some point in the near future. I don't know what offers I don't know what options he has, right? So if you're Pochettino, the worst thing in the world wouldn't be to be the USMNT head coach, getting paid a very handsome salary, while having maybe there's a buyout that they could have in this contract. So I'm very, very curious to see where this will all end up, but there shouldn't be more updates until after the World Cup.
Cool. Tom, thanks so much. What do you guys think? You want Mauricio Pochettino to stay?
I don't think any coach should be in the job for more than 1 World Cup cycle. I'm going to die on that hill.
I think it'd be tough. I also think it'd be tough going a 4-year cycle with every big job that opens up. We got to worry about if Mauricio Pochettino is going to leave, right? Because we saw the uproar just with one team, right, that was mentioned a couple of weeks ago.
All right. We'll see. Thank you so much, Tom Bogert. Appreciate all the insight.
Cheers, guys.
Stick with us right here on Morning Footy 48 Nations. We'll be back after this quick break.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Morning Footy, everybody. So we are in the round of 32 now in the World Cup, which means we have a bracket. And this is what Jimmy predicted in his bracket. Quite a standard, I'd say, bracket. A lot of people will be kind of agreeing with this one.
A little basic.
Argentina and the final winner being France. Bit basic, Jimmy, it's all right. On to our next one, Tony's bracket. He also had France and Argentina.
Mixed it up a bit, though.
Final.
The top right.
Did mix it up a bit. Oh yeah, had Norway making it all the way through to the quarterfinals, but eventually losing to England. I'd say that's the only one that is different to a lot of people's.
Yeah, he had Norway going far. But again, the final.
Lisa's bracket here. She had Algeria beating Switzerland in that round of 32. And I'm sure a lot of people maybe would have gone for Switzerland, but we'll have to wait and see. We're going to see now, though, Marco, because you're going to be giving us your bracket.
Yes.
So why don't you take it away?
Absolutely. Let's do this. We'll start in the top left. I think everyone pretty much has where things are mapped out, but I have some surprises along the way. Germany, Paraguay, that's not one of the surprises. It's going to be Germany. France, Sweden, this one could become a bloodbath. It could get really bad. France will be there. Yeah, I think France is going to score a lot of goals. South Africa, Canada, I've gone back and forth on this because South Africa has been building momentum, but I think Canada just edges them a slight bit. Canada will move on. Netherlands, Morocco, incredible match because there's so many Moroccans in the Netherlands. This game is going to be really felt in that country. Netherlands will ultimately go through. Portugal, Croatia. Now here's where mine differs than everyone else's. I don't believe in this Portugal side. Everyone talks about them. Croatia has experience. They finished third in the last World Cup, finished second before that in the final. Croatia will knock Portugal out.
Wow.
Spain, Austria. Spain will move on. United States, Bosnia. Don't overlook this match. I think it's closer than maybe some people think, but I have USA edging out Bosnia. Belgium, Senegal. Belgium similar to Portugal, all hype, and then they never do anything. For me, it's Senegal that will move on.
Okay.
Continue on. Germany, France. France will be able to do it. Germany, I still have my doubts on if they could really make an impact. Canada, Netherlands. The Netherlands move on to the quarterfinals. Absolutely. I don't think that one will be very close. Where are we? Croatia, Spain. I think that this is where the road ends for Croatia. I think Spain just have that little edge, especially if Nico Williams comes back. USA, Senegal. I'm going to go with Senegal over United States in this match. Okay. I just think they've had a difficult group stage, and I'm sorry. I know Tony Miola, I'm getting water thrown at me from Jimmy. Let's continue on. France, Netherlands. France will beat the Netherlands. Spain will beat Senegal. France, Spain as a semifinal. Do you want me to continue or go to the other side? All right, we'll say France is going to go to the final. Yeah. Okay. Right side. Brazil, Japan, closer than you might think, but Brazil will get the edge. Ivory Coast, who I've loved watching, they won't be able to beat Norway. Norway will move on. Mexico, Ecuador, another one that I think is closer, and mine is different than everyone else's in the bracket. I'm going to go with the home field advantage. The Mexico, they've got the edge over Ecuador. England, DR Congo. Hannah, England will move on. You'll be fine for now. Argentina, Cabo Verde, Argentina. Australia, Egypt, another really tight one for me. I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to go Australia. Okay. I think they managed to edge it over Egypt. They just have a lot of experience in this tournament, and Egypt, first time they're getting through. Switzerland, Algeria, I'm going Switzerland. I think they're a very underrated side in this competition. Colombia, Ghana. I was so impressed with Colombia. They should have beaten Portugal. Colombia won't go through. Brazil, Norway. I'm going to stick with Brazil and Carlo Ancelotti. He knows how to get it done. Mexico, England. England moves on to the next round. Argentina, let's go past that. This one's close, but I will give the edge to Switzerland one more time. I'm going to have Switzerland going on, even though I'm very impressed with the Colombia team. Brazil, England. England move on to the semifinals. Argentina, Switzerland. Argentina move on. We'll have the same semifinals, and Argentina go to the final with France winning the competition.
Basic.
That's not everyone's pick, Marco. I thought you were gonna...
I had some changes along the way.
I thought you were going to be different.
It was a little different.
France and Argentina.
Very vanilla.
Yeah.
That's what I had before the tournament, and so far on the leaderboards, I'm second to Buckets, so I think so far my picks have been pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Well, you mentioned that. Why don't we bring in Buckets?
Okay.
Before the group stage, everybody here at the Golazo Network, everybody predicted the score of each game in that group stage, and we have got a leaderboard, and guess who's at the top? It's Buckets.
He's paid to do this. Well done,
give
Buckets.
You congratulations.
Congrats. He finally bought a new shirt with the money that he's made.
I would be worried if you weren't near the top, Buckets, because you are our betting expert here. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, I mean, it's my job, so I guess I did my job how I was supposed to do it. So happy to be on top, but it's where I should be, and it's where I'm going to end, so it just makes sense.
Wow.
Have you ever seen that quote from Mario Balotelli, why he doesn't celebrate goals? He says, does the mailman celebrate when he delivers his the mail to anyone? That's like Buckets. Yeah.
So Buckets came first, you came second?
I believe I'm second.
Do we have a leaderboard to show everybody? Oh, yeah, there we go.
Look at this.
Marco second.
Oh, what a terrible picture.
Well done, Jimmy.
Where's Mike Grella on this list, by the way?
I think Mike Grella's in the second half of the leaderboard. I don't think we have that show.
Relegation zone.
He got relegated.
Where he always is.
I came seventh. I'll take that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Hannah, well done.
Tony is towards the bottom with Nigel and Mackenzie.
They just told us Grella was second to last.
Oh, wow.
So that is indeed
Who was
relegation
last?
zone.
JD. Oh, JD was
We need
last.
to say this to their face.
Oh, no, we need to wait for it until he's on the show next. So that was our leaderboard. So, Buckets, you're going to be giving us your predicted bracket. What have you got for us?
What a terrible picture. Thanks for that, guys. Yeah, I'll go through my bracket rundown real quick. And I asked the producer, Chris, this morning, I said, whatever you do, make sure that Jimmy Conrad and Tony Mayola aren't on the show. So good morning, Jimmy Conrad and Tony Mayola, who are both on the show here today. Start with the easy one. Germany, no questions asked. They're going to win this by multiple goals. France, as Marco said, bloodbath. At least 4 or 5 goals in that one. France advance. Canada, it's going to be close, but they're going to get the best of South Africa. Netherlands and Morocco, everyone is saying this is going to be a close game and then giving out the exact same winner, and I'm doing the same. Netherlands just look too good in the group stage. Portugal, Croatia. I'm with Marco on this. I'm not impressed with this Portuguese side, and this midfield that was supposed to carry them just isn't carrying them. I think Croatia advance one more time here. Spain get the best of Austria. USA versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. We're going to go with Bosnia, and then we're going to go next right away into Belgium versus Senegal. You guys all said it's going to be a close game. I'm just saying that maybe it's going to be closer than even the close game people are saying. Belgium, Senegal. Senegal get the best of Belgium. Brazil versus Japan, or I'll stay on the same side. Germany, France. I want Germany to win so bad, but it's just not their time, and it probably won't be for another 10 years. France get the job done here. Canada, Netherlands. Netherlands win, and it's not even close. Croatia, Spain. Spain win, but Croatia's going to give them a tough time going through it. And then Bosnia and Senegal. Senegal win that one to advance to the next round. France beat Netherlands. Spain beats Senegal. Pretty vanilla when we get down to the end. Just some upsets in those early rounds.
Buckets. You kind of stumbled through something really quick. The bottom left.
That's why he didn't want you guys in.
Bosnia. You just kept moving. Like, explain yourself. I want to have some clarification, some context as to why you went Bosnia over the U.S.
And I was also just told that I said Tony's last name wrong, so I apologize. I'm making this even worse for myself. I just think.
Thanks for coming.
Listen,
nice seeing you.
Bye, Buckets.
Good seeing you guys.
Jimmy.
I'm the betting guy. My job's to bet with my wallet and not with my heart, and to find value in places that people might be too scared or too biased to look. I think USA are probably the slightly better team, but Bosnia have shown a lot of heart here. You take that Switzerland game, red card out of the picture. They have played some good teams to very tough battles, and I see those looks. They've got experience. I think it's going to be close. Jimmy, I think they're just going to barely edge out the win. And so if it's okay, I'll go back to my bracket, or no?
Also, he's at the top of the table. That's what makes this scary.
Okay.
So far, he's been really good with his picks.
Keep going, Buckets. Keep going.
All right, I'll keep going to the other side of the bracket.
We'll
I'm going to rapid fire through this, so I'm going to upset more people. Japan beat Brazil. Let's go ahead and just keep the upsets coming. Cote d'Ivoire beat Norway. I'm all about the upsets, baby.
Like
and I'm about making.
For me, that's not that hard.
Hannah says she likes it.
Ecuador get past Mexico. England beat DR Congo. Argentina beat Cabo Verde. Egypt barely beat Australia in this one. Switzerland take care of Algeria, and Colombia are far too good for Ghana. Then Japan beat Cote d'Ivoire and make it to the the quarterfinals.
Wow.
England beat Ecuador to make it to the quarterfinals. Argentina, it's just the easy pick. Just go ahead and put them to the final. That's where they're going to end up. And then we've got Switzerland, Colombia. I've got Colombia barely edging out the win here. And then Japan versus England. The Blue Samurai, hell of a run, but it ends here with England making it to the next round. And I've got Argentina beating Colombia. Finals, we end up vanilla like everyone else. France, Argentina, France winning it all. Just way too much depth on this squad.
We all got to the same place.
We all get there in the end. We all get there in the end.
We all get there in the end.
Yeah.
That means it's 100% not happening. If we all agree on it, usually it's not a good sign.
Yeah, because there's got to be some upsets happening here.
Are you gonna pull the upset?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing my bracket. Is it my time to go, everyone?
Oh,
you did well on your Champions League bracket as well.
Yes.
You did very well.
I do like a good bracket, so let's get started with mine.
Ooh.
Maybe spice things up. Let's wait and see. Okay. Are we saying bye to buckets? Oh no, we're just going to go straight into mine.
Bye,
so
buckets.
This is my.
We don't say bye to buckets anymore. We don't have time for buckets.
Okay, here we go. Germany, Paraguay. I'm going Germany. France versus Sweden. Obviously, France going there. Okay, so this is the game we're seeing today. South Africa, Canada, isn't it? I'm wearing my Canadian tuxedo. Let's go Canada to go through there. Netherlands, Morocco. Everyone's saying Netherlands. I'm going to go for Morocco in this one. Yeah, I think they're looking pretty good at the moment.
Happen.
Portugal versus Croatia. Modric versus Ronaldo. I'm going to go Portugal. Spain versus Austria. Spain. US, Bosnia. US. Imagine if I'd said Bosnia.
Yeah.
You'd never get your citizenship.
So honestly, I actually really think US look good this year.
You'd be done hosting tour today.
Why do you say actually?
No, because I like the English. They never really say anything nice about the US in the World Cup, but I think they're going to do well. Belgium, Senegal. Senegal. Belgium haven't looked too good, have they? Okay, on to our quarterfinals. Germany versus France. France, Germany aren't looking too good. Canada, Morocco, Morocco. I don't think Canada will be able to beat them. Portugal versus Spain. I'm going to say Spain. US versus Senegal, US.
Okay.
That's the quarterfinals. Okay, on to our next one. France versus Morocco. I think it'll be a tight game.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go France. France are going to go through to that one. Spain versus the US. Spain. Should I go to the final? Let's go to the other side. Brazil versus Japan. I'm going to go. Japan have never won a knockout round game in the World Cup before. I think they're going to get there. No, I don't think they're going to get there.
Are you deciding right now?
No, they've just picked it for me. I think Brazil are going to win. I don't think Japan are going to get their first ever.
Okay, so swap it.
Knockout round, yeah. Cote d'Ivoire, Norway, like the way they look. Mexico versus Ecuador. Everyone's picking Ecuador. I'm going to go Mexico with you, Marco. England versus DR Congo, England. Argentina, Cabo Verde.
Hold on, no, you said it.
I'm joking.
It's too late.
Argentina, Australia, Egypt. I can't call this one. I think it's going to be a very up and down. I can't really predict. I'm just going to put Egypt.
Okay.
Why not? For Salah. Switzerland versus Algeria. Switzerland, Colombia, Ghana, Colombia. I think they looked really good last night. Brazil versus Norway. I'm going to go for Brazil. Brazil there. Mexico versus England.
Ooh.
Will this be at the Azteca?
Yeah, it's in Mexico.
I think that'd be tough for England.
Go
Do you
for
know
it.
what? Let's just... No. I've got to go for England. I've got to go for England there. Even though it's at the Azteca, that's going to be hard, but I think they'll scrape through. Maybe go to penalties, we'll see. Argentina, Egypt, Argentina. Switzerland, Colombia, Colombia. OK, then Brazil versus England. I think England are going to beat Brazil. And I think Argentina are going to beat Colombia. This is where I go different to the rest. I think Spain are going to beat France.
Wow.
And I think England are going to beat Argentina.
Wow.
And I think we're going to get a Spain-England final, and I think Spain are going to win.
Oh, England losing in the final? That never happened.
No. I think it may happen again, and I think Spain are going to win.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
What's different? The only person who's had it different.
When we had the Champions League, everyone was going for Bayern, Arsenal. Got a bit boring.
You famously said that Real Madrid would knock out Manchester City in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And you were right. I don't think anyone else had that.
No one else at the Golazo Network had that prediction, and I did. Tony, you're questioning? Got some questions?
No, we're good. We're good.
Got some comments. I did say
yes,
US.
we do. Why is Bucket still on the screen? That's the big question.
Yeah. For you, Hannah.
Okay, so my bracket's
the shakedown's coming soon, Buckets. Just be prepared.
You don't want to bother. You don't want to make Tony upset.
Jimmy, you know I'm a betting man. We gonna put something on this game?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. Whatever Jimmy does,
name your unit.
I'll double it.
Bucket's
my
face.
unit. My unit's not going to do anything. My unit's $10. I'm thinking something more permanent potentially. If you're up for it, Jimmy.
Here we go.
This is great.
I'm going to get a Mike Grella tattoo on my leg.
So
we can think of something, but you know I'm down for any kind of wager anytime.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Tony, you already agreed whatever Jimmy says that you're going to do.
Double it.
So you're going to have Bucket tattoos?
I'll get Grella's face on my ass. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So Buckets, is this happening? Put it into...
Yeah, it's the easiest bet for me in the world. I'm down if you guys are.
Easiest bet in the world. God, that's tripling down. That's worse than a layup, by the way.
Yeah.
Easiest bet in the world.
Well, you guys figured it out.
I figured it out in real time. I'll figure it out.
You guys are the betting guys.
All right, so Jimmy, you get a Buckets tattoo. Bucket's got to get Jimmy and Miola.
I do it.
Wow. Buckets.
All right. We'll think about this.
Okay, maybe we'll sit on it for now, Buckets. We'll get back to you. Any comments on our brackets at all? Buckets?
No, I blacked out about 2 minutes ago when I realized I was making enemies out of Jimmy, so I'm kind of just smiling my way through the rest of the segment at this point. And Tony.
All right then, Buckets, you better watch your back when you come into the studio. And you actually still owe us all breakfast. I'm still waiting for that, Buckets. Don't think I've forgotten about that.
Oh,
keep piling it on.
He doesn't pay his bets?
Oh, no.
I can't bet with him, man.
Learn something new.
On Morning Footy, he'd bring in the whole production staff, all talent, breakfast. Still
And he
haven't
didn't
seen
do it?
I want to say it's about 3 months ago now.
Wow.
Buckets.
Nah, forget it.
Buckets.
Buckets, you're out.
We can't bet with
you're
Buckets
fighting
now.
for pride right now.
All
That's
right,
all.
then, Buckets. Good to see you. I'm sure we'll speak to you in the upcoming couple of days. See you later.
Talk soon, guys.
Maybe.
All right, then, everybody. We're going to be taking a quick break here on Morning Footy. We've got much more coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days with the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
So everyone, it's day 19 of 41 on Nico Cantor's coast-to-coast RV trip. He started in LA, then travelled up to Seattle to watch a pair of games at Lumen Field. The crew then trekked all the way to Texas. Nico watched Messi break one record in Dallas and then saw Ronaldo break another record in Houston. He then went up to Kansas City at the Power and Light District after that one to watch the Mexico game and party with Dutch fans. After that, Nico went back on the road, a 24-hour trek from Kansas City to his hometown of Miami. So in Miami, he watched Colombia versus Portugal at Hard Rock Stadium. These are some clips from social media. The most in-demand fixture so far at this World Cup. 5 million people applied for tickets to that one yesterday. All the Colombian fans showing out, and Portuguese fans, of course, probably for Cristiano Ronaldo. But he is still in Miami, and we are now joined by Nico Cantor. Nico, lovely to see you.
He's standing upright. Look at him, he's standing.
Well done, Nico. You look good.
Nico, you look good. Look at that energy, nice and fresh.
You're not even halfway through, just so you know.
Looking good, Nico.
Thanks,
Where are you?
I appreciate that, Marco.
Nico, tell us where you are in Miami.
If you guys haven't realized, I am in a new stadium, Inter Miami's brand new stadium, and we're in the heart of it all, where the most intimate secrets and the tactics are all given out. Everything is shared here, and you can see names like Germán Berterame, Luis Suarez, and of course, Leo Messi. He's got a stand named after him. It's my first time here, and it is beautiful to see how far we've come. I don't know if in '94 locker rooms in Major League Soccer were this cool, but now in 2026, I can only imagine the things that will be set in motion, because this is top of the line.
Go sit in Messi's seat. Come on, let's see it.
They don't let you, Marco.
Come on.
Just put your finger on it.
They don't let you. They don't let you.
He's looking off to the side. Well, there we go. All right, Nico, so you're in Miami. You grew up in the area. I assume you saw more than just the stadium and the game last night. Like, tell us about some of your trip.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday it was a lot about the game. Today we've got obviously the one game later in the afternoon, South Africa against Canada. So just being back in Miami, it's so fun. We had breakfast with a couple of friends. We were hanging out in the area, and everybody is vibing for this tournament. It's awesome to see. What was really impressive yesterday were the Colombia fans. There are 700,000 Colombians alone in South Florida. Hannah mentioned it's the most in-demand ticket. And just, you guys remember what happened at the Copa America final, right? With the Colombian and the Argentina fans before that final. I had never seen Miami so organized for any sporting event. There were like several perimeters to get through. Like there was no way even anything close to Copa America was happening. So, well done on the organization, on the standpoint. Well done for the Colombia fans. They were awesome to see chanting for their team. And there were, I would say it was like 90-10 Colombia versus Portuguese fans. And now it's just hanging out with my friends, maybe some barbecue a little bit later. So not too bad.
Nico, tell us about your visit back to your high school. I saw a little juggling exhibition you put on social media. You got to see your old digs, huh?
Yeah, Tony. I mean, imagine it's like when you go back to Carney, obviously, well, excuse me that I compared my high school experience to your high school experience, Mr. Tony Viola, World Cup goalkeeper. No, but it's the feeling, you know, the feeling when you get back home, when you think you could possibly make it one day and you play. I had my best moments there. Just in high school, you're living the moment. We had a very, very good football team. I remember growing up. And in fact, the one of the players that I played with, his name was Nico. I also put him up on my social media. He like broke state records of goal scoring, and then he broke his own record his senior year. So thanks to him and a big group of guys that played very well, we were amazing and we were talented and we were shooting for the moon in every game that we played because we were that good. And it was just fun to be back. You know, I have one of my friends is now the head coach of my high school soccer team. So it's nice to go back because it was a beautiful place where I went to school, where I played soccer every afternoon. It's heartwarming to see that they welcomed us with open arms, with the whole CBS crew, camera and everything. So my soccer story did continue, but not on the pitch, in a different way, Tone.
Nico, talk to us about the tour of the stadium as well, because you were sidelined for Inter Miami, right? The first year of the club. So how far have they come? How have things changed since that year?
Yeah. All right. Let's do the tour. Like we are right now in the heart of the dressing room. And just so you know, like you mentioned, Marco, Inter Miami was training at a university, at Barry University. Like, forget massive stadium, forget bleacher stadium from Fort Lauderdale. They were training at a university. I was doing interviews with the players. I remember the first players that they signed, and Julian Carranza and Mati Pellegrini. We were on a college soccer pitch, and all of a sudden you have this was in 2020, so not that long ago, before I was working for CBS. And Jorge Mas has really been all about this freedom to dream motto, right? That's kind of like what is the emblem of this club. And I think a lot of people doubted it because in Miami, and in Miami sometimes things don't get done, a lot of promises and whatnot, and things happened. They built the stadium. They built this park, which still needs a little bit of work. But first and foremost, it's the stadium. You see the Inter Miami logo right above me. This is where the players walk onto the pitch. And it's just kind of sometimes crazy to see that there's a star above the crest. Inter Miami is an MLS Cup champion. And now they have this beautiful, glorious walk-up. They've got suites on the side, very American, with people coming to watch on the sides. And if we can turn around and show freedom to dream as they walk out onto the pitch. It makes so much sense. It's all very well thought out. And then you come all the way this way out onto the pitch. There's a concert, by the way. There's a concert happening today, Karin Leon concert, Mexican artist. And the players walk out, and I don't know if you could see on the other side. It might be too far away, but that's the Leo Messi stand. So imagine an active player of the club, a house that he helped build. He walks onto the pitch, and he sees a stand in his name on the other side. It's awesome to see. It's perfect for what Inter Miami is, for what Inter Miami always dreamed of. And they've only played 6 games here, so I'm excited to see what else is to come, especially post-Messi, because that's going to be a different era in the club. But now that you have a stadium that you can keep on attracting the biggest stars, it's an amazing right foot forward for this club.
So, Nico, tell me about the impact of this stadium now in the community. I think that's really the big question. And not only the optics for how special it is to have a stadium that looks like this, it looks magnificent, but also just in terms of the positive ripple effect that it's going to have moving forward.
Yeah, so first of all, location, right? It's very important. If you've ever been to Miami, it's right next to Miami International Airport, which is kind of like this beautiful meeting point between all the neighborhoods of Miami. And I remember that when the project first launched, the idea of an expansion club in Miami, where are they going to put the stadium? I remember that they went after property in downtown, right, in Bayshore, on the water, and then they couldn't find anything. Then they had to go all the way up to Fort Lauderdale, back to Lockhart, and it was like, oh, there was already a team in Lockhart, which is awesome, by the way. Shout out Miami Fusion. And then they built the stadium, whatnot. Jimmy, you can access this park, and once it's done, it's going to have football courts. The city hall is going to be here. It's going to have, hopefully, owners, paddle courts that are decently close to my house, right? We want paddle courts. Yes, we want paddle courts here at Miami Freedom Park. But this is going to be a gathering place for the community. And it used to be a gathering place for the community because it was a golf course, but obviously that limits your demographic. Now, anybody's invited here, and it's privately funded. So it's privately funded, but for the community, which is also very important. So I think this part of Miami was locked on the map for a lot of Miamians, and now the fact that Messi is here, Inter Miami is here, it's going to give back, and hopefully that just keeps on drawing more interest, because you guys know how tough of a sports city Miami is, but Inter are doing things right.
Nico, you going to the concert later?
No, I'm going to be doing a barbecue at my house. I'm sorry. To be honest, I'm not. I mean, I hear that Karim Leon is really, really big in Mexico. I was just trying to understand in football terms how big he is. He's maybe not like a Peso Pluma. You guys know Peso Pluma?
Yes,
Marco,
yeah, of course.
Peso Pluma. I think that just went all right. Yeah. Of course, Marco.
Peso Pluma.
Peso, you know Peso. Yes. Okay, I'm not gonna put you on the spot. Karim Leon is a big Mexican artist that is like imagine the goal scorer for America, and he's ready to go to Europe. He's that big in Mexico. They love him, so they're expecting like a crowd of 20,000 here. The stage is over there. I don't know if we can see the stage. That's where La Familia usually is. The Inter Miami supporters group. It's collapsible, so they've pushed all the stands back and they've built the stage. I mean, this is prime location. Usually for a stadium, you need to go all the way to Hard Rock. You know, it's far from here. It's like an hour, 45 minutes away. And with a concert, there's a lot of traffic. But here, you're so close. You're 20, 30 minutes away without traffic on major highways. It's a prime location. It's a great spot. And I'm looking forward to everything that's to come in this stadium.
Nico, is this your favourite part of the trip so far, being in Miami, back at home with your family?
Yeah, it's different. I don't know how much I'm discovering of my own city, because I know it very well. I love it with all my heart. When people ask me where I'm from, Hannah, I don't say Argentina. I don't say United States. I say Miami. I'm from Miami because this is my nation. This is my people. Everybody that has had similar experiences to me. And that's what I wanted to share in this whole process when we came to Miami, because there's a lot of people like me that consider themselves American but have a very diverse upbringing culture. So I've enjoyed it because I'm home. But like, for example, Seattle was awesome. I would say for me, the two that I liked the most in this whole trip, Seattle and Kansas City.
Wow.
Those cities blew me away. They're just different. Everybody was so happy to host the World Cup, to host people. I genuinely enjoyed it.
Nico, I'm going to give you a second chance at answering this question. What was it like seeing your family and Mariana, your wife, finally, after these 20 days on the road, watching Colombia play? How great was that to see?
Yeah. It was great. It was great to see Mariana. Yesterday was Mariana's first Colombia match ever. Forget first World Cup game, first Colombia match ever. And I think she has a shared experience with a lot of Colombians at the stadium. There was a very intense political backdrop for everybody who doesn't know behind this game. There were presidential elections in Colombia leading into this game. The former president now, right, the president that's leaving office said goodbye to the team. It was a little bit awkward and tense between his daughter and then the national team, how they send them off. It wasn't the best of optics, and the large majority of Colombians abroad voted for the incumbent, the winning president. So the anthem was celebrated to a very different degree at the stadium, and you could feel the passion and the hope for perhaps a better vision forward and a better foot forward for Colombia. Because I do want to say one thing: Colombia, in the eyes of I think a lot of people here, they think of, you know, the drugs, Pablo Escobar, the cartels, and all that stuff. And I do want to say Colombia is 1,000 times more than all of that. Colombia is a beautiful, lush country with natural resources, with incredible and warm people that want to welcome you. The beauty, the nature, the biodiversity. Every city has something unique, and I think moments like these, seeing Colombia on display, the fans celebrating their anthem, their vision as a country, united, collected, and all of that somehow expressed through football is something beautiful. So I'm glad that my wife got to experience that for the first time on a football pitch with her mom as well. So I got to see them both. I got to see a lot of friends. It was something beautiful.
Oh, lovely stuff, Nico. We're so glad you're back at home with your family, and we'll hope to speak to you soon. Enjoy your day.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
See you later. OK, then, everybody. Well, you can check out everything Nico Cantor has been up to on his trip across the United States during the 2026 World Cup on Golazo Coast to Coast. Episode 1 is now available on Golazo Network and YouTube channel, and you can scan the QR code to watch. Everybody, coming up next, we've got much more Morning Footy 48 Nations.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my hand.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success.
Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Morning Footy, 48 nations. Time for our Morning Footy trivia, everybody. So the question today is, what player scored a brace in Brazil's only matchup against Japan in the World Cup?
I'm going to say...
What year was it?
Who is the big guy up top?
Hulk.
Hulk.
Really? Did he score a brace?
I don't know. My guess. I don't even know when they played.
Jimmy, you did play against this guy.
Oh.
R9 Ronaldo, then.
The answer is, everybody?
R9, huh?
You're right.
Are we going to put the answer up? And the answer is correct. Ronaldo Nazario in 2006.
I did play against him.
What a flex.
Helped turn a 1-0 deficit to a 4-1 win.
How many did he score against you?
The same amount against Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Big
Very
flex,
good. He had
though,
two
Jimmy.
chances, both side netting. Hell of a player.
Wow.
Best striker I ever played against.
I can imagine. Good answer there. Okay then, everyone, time for a quick break here on Morning Footy. We've got much more coming up on the other side.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. With the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back, everyone. Just one game on the schedule on Sunday, but still plenty of coverage on Paramount Plus. Morning Footy has you covered until 2 p.m. Eastern when Golazo Matchday takes over as they preview South Africa versus Canada, and you can watch that live on Golazo Network and the YouTube channel. Matchday has you covered at 5 p.m. as they recap South Africa versus Canada and look ahead to a busy Monday slate. And since you don't have any football watching scheduled for after the matches, it's a great time to catch up on what Nico has been up to on his trip across the US for the World Cup with episode 1 of Coast to Coast. Then at 6:30 is a preview of the US soccer documentary Trilogy, available on Paramount Plus. And ahead of Canada's match versus South Africa, Alphonso Davies should be back in the squad. That was announced yesterday as well. So that'll be a good game to watch a bit later on, everybody. But we are 17 days down in the World Cup. The round of 32 is just beginning, but we're just getting started here on the Golazo Network, everybody. So do stay tuned. After this short break, we've got much more coming up.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say